All right, so big news. I am officially selling one of my Airbnbs. And this is the first time that I will have sold any of my Airbnbs. So it's a little bittersweet, a little bit of questioning if it's the right decision. And I thought maybe I should hop on and talk through the process a little bit and see if any of you maybe are going through the same scenario and might help think through the process. So this was the second Airbnb that I ever did, and it does really well. Especially for what it is and the size of the house. And I'm learning that even more because I've been looking for a replacement property, and it's crazy. I have to spend double the price to not even get to the same revenue numbers that it's getting now. So, just some summary details. The house I bought about 3 years ago, I bought it for $487 in Old Town, Scottsdale. It was it's a 4.2 with, I added a pool and I gutted the whole thing. There was a ton of issues, and partially one of the reasons why I'm wanting to sell this, because there's just, I feel like some bad juju in there. But anyways, the remodel took twice as long as it should have, but anyways, it all worked out in the end, and I'm in it about $650, and we're selling for $850, and it brings in about 100. Last year it did about 127, on track this year to do about the same. And so those numbers are great. I mean, if you're buying an Airbnb of $850 to generate $130, one of my regrets is not negotiating a little higher and getting that price up a little more, because you're not going to find anything else that turnkey. Our properties do really well, and so selling that, I think, is a value in itself. But nonetheless, it's too late now. We're already under contract and 4 days out from closing. And, I've asked myself previously, if I were to sell a house, which would it be? And it was always this house. And even though it did well, I guess the reason that I even thought of or agreed to sell it was because I just recently, in the last 8 months, finished another remodel, and so I wanted to liquidate some capital so I could jump on the next opportunity. And so anyways, this investor reached out and asked, and I said yeah, and sure enough, he wrote me a cash offer. So we came to an agreement, and we are closing this week. But one thing that I kind of based the decision off of was, out of all my properties, this was the only one that, when asking myself if it brings me joy, this was the only one that really didn't bring me any joy. So I pretty much based the decision off of that, and although there is a pretty big value add opportunity at that house to add an additional 600 to 800 square feet, it's now going to be that guy's opportunity. So I'm getting out and hopefully finding something new that I can then make my own, and ideally improve the property to a much higher much higher valuation and generate more money. That's one thing that I'm having a hard time with, is anything that I find that has good opportunity, is a piece of shit. And I'm paying so much for it. So we'll see. I mean, I might have jumped the gun a little soon with the decision to sell, but it is what it is. And, you know, in the end of the day, that house just didn't bring me any joy. And whether I find a house right now or, you know, later on, it will all work out. And I just think back to the last house that I sold, that I was going to make an Airbnb. I ended up just selling it 6 months later. And thank goodness I did, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to buy the next 2 properties. So I think, you know, with every sell, it will project you into that next level of investing. And, you know, at least if you're making the right decisions. So it's just about being patient, and I'm doing a 1031. That's the goal anyways. If I don't find anything, I'm not gonna push it. But I got 45 days from the day of closing to find a property and turn it into a super property. So wish me luck. And if you guys are in the same boat, if you have a property that's doing good and you know, are looking to free up some capital, just you know, ask yourself if that property brings you joy or if it brings you headache and problems. And if it does, you know, maybe lean on that and go with your gut. So hopefully that helped. Wish me luck. If you guys have anything that you're interested in selling, let me know. I'm open to looking anywhere, but focusing primarily on Scottsdale still. So stay tuned, and I'll let you know how the journey goes. Take care.